So how did I end up with two dogs? Let's talk about it. About a year ago on my birthday, I wanted a dog and I wanted a Shepsky. So I was looking around for one and I happened to come across an ad on Craigslist for somebody who had a dog that kind of looked like a Shepsky. They were looking to rehome, and so I inquired about it. I got the information from them and I kind of got her backstory. She was found tied to a guardrail on the side of the road. They took her in and couldn't keep her, and so we ended up adopting them from her. And lo and behold, shortly after we got her, it turned out she was pregnant. When we first got Zara home, she was a little skittish. She was really nervous the whole way home, side eyeing me from the passenger seat, didn't really know what to think. You could tell she had been through quite a bit. And when we got home, she sniffed around a little bit and took a liking to my wife and would always hide between her and the couch, not wanting to really interact. It was probably 2 days before she really ate much, and I would have to hand feed her. Once she started to warm up a little bit, she'd lay by me and lay closer to me. But it seems like there might have been an abuse situation, possibly a male abuser, just the way she acts or acted around me at first. But now she's warmed up to me and she cuddles with me all the time, and she's definitely doing much better than when we first got her. She is living what I think is every dog's dream. She gets free roam of the house during the day. She sleeps in bed with us at nighttime. Every night she comes out to the field to run and play, and she gets hours of outside activity time. And her daughter, Glacier, our other dog, gets the same thing. She's kennel trained, but we're working on being able to have her out during the day. But because she's so young, she still goes in there for a couple hours between the time when my wife leaves for work and I get home. So it's not that long, but she does sleep in bed with us at nighttime, which is awesome. She loves it. We love it. She's a bed hog for sure. After Zara had her puppies, it was a bit of a stressful situation. We weren't planning on having puppies. I had gotten one dog and then we ended up with a handful of them. And the first thing I said, because everybody loved how cute they were, but I said, we're not keeping one. I didn't get a puppy because I didn't want to do the whole puppy stage. So I said, we're not keeping any of them. We'll raise them until they're ready to go on their own, and we'll rehome them to good places, which we did. They ended up going to family and friends, and they all went to good homes. But the one that my wife was most interested in, she goes, if she has blue eyes, we're keeping her. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that we're in a situation to raise a puppy. I know we're kind of busy. I don't want the responsibility. I said, if we ended up keeping one, I don't want any part of cleaning up after it and doing all the training. I said, that's on you guys. It's not going to be on me. But I was still hesitant about it. And she ended up having blue eyes, and we ended up keeping her. Well, after a few weeks of having her, probably a month or two, she was getting crate trained. We were trying to house train her, and I felt like I was cleaning up a lot more poop and pee than I should have been when I said I didn't want any part of this. I said it's up to you guys to clean up after her and to get her trained up. But I woke up one morning, it was real early in the morning. She was out there barking away. So I got up with her. I cleaned the poop and pee out of her kennel because it's a puppy thing. I took her outside and I had her on the leash, and she looked up at me with her big blue eyes, just taking in everything. Looked like she had a big smile on her face, just loving life. And it was about that moment when I broke. And I thought to myself, you know what? We're out here. Let's work on a little leash training. Because at least if she's leash trained, I can take her for walks. I can start the process of a little bit more. And everything spiraled from there. I was taking her on walks every night. We were hanging out. She was becoming my buddy. And after a while, because I'd always bring Zara out here. She's an incredible dog. I can't believe somebody did that to her, and it's so sad. But she's an incredible dog. Listens well. Has never needed a leash to come out to the field. Always comes right back to me. The whole everything you could want out of a dog. So I thought to myself, if I'm gonna take on this responsibility, Glacier needs to be able to do the same thing. Like, she's a puppy, she needs a field to just run in, and the whole leash thing, you know, it's great for a nighttime walk, but they need more than just a nighttime walk. She has a lot of energy. And so I brought her out with Zara one time, and I put a collar on her, and yeah, I use shock collars, but they've got the rubber things on there, so it's not. I use it for the beeps and the vibrations. Usually, a beep alone gets their attention. It's, you know, everybody has their own views on shock collars. I don't use a shock collar on her because she's young. I just use a vibration and the beeps. And Zara wears a shock collar, but only to keep her from running into the road, because she darts towards something into the road and I need to stop her right now. I'd rather have her get a little zap than get hit by a car. And I tested it on myself. It doesn't hurt. It gets your attention for sure, but it's not painful. I always test them on myself before the setting, the voltage of it, before I put it on them to make sure it's not too much. But anyway, I brought Glacier out to the field with Zara, and she would just follow Zara around everywhere. And very quickly, you know, I realized that this is going to be perfect. And she started coming out with me every time. She got good at riding in the car, didn't need to be in a crate in the car. She does very well. And so, yeah, I became a sucker for her. And now she's all trained up. She's like 10 months old. Two of the best dogs I've ever had in my life. And it all started with, you know, one rescue. So if I could recommend anything, it's kind of worth getting him as a puppy and training him up. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, if you want to like and subscribe, help boost the channel. I'd love to be able to someday make money off of doing this and build a rescue for more dogs. But until that day comes, every little bit helps.